Yes, sir.
With your creation by design, I propose that nature creates messages without intention all the time. There's a scientist who, I think it was in the 80s, if I remember, caught radio waves coming from outer space, right?
Yep.
And it looked extremely similar to radio waves here on Earth. And she named it GM1. Can't remember her name, but it was for Green Men 1. And they started trying to decipher what this radio message was, right? Later they found out that it was a neutron star spinning at a constant rate, shooting out radio waves. So that was a message that we received without a designer, without intention. And I think that that would be the same for DNA. These chances that you're talking about, it's because they're over billions and billions and billions of years. Even the most minute chance of something happening is going to happen if you have infinite time.
Okay, just listen to what you're saying. Billions and billions of years. How many billions?
About 14.
Okay, good. So it's a limited amount of time.
Well,
14 billion years, right?
14 billion years is how long we know that it's been going on. Which means that somehow in that time, those chances occurred. But there was always a chance that it could have been 36, and then now would have been 36, or whatever. We would have had infinite time. It just happened before 14.
Well, I'm sorry. According to science, we don't have infinite time for this universe. How old's the universe?
Well, we can trace back to the Big Bang,
Yeah.
the singularity, 14 billion years.
Okay.
But there could have been a before that too, as well.
So what you're implying is, what you're positing here is there are multi-universes, right?
No.
Well, then what are you saying? If the Big Bang occurred 14 or 15 billion years ago,
Yes.
then all we have is 14 billion years for, by chance, all of this happening.
14 billion years is the creation of the observable universe. There could have been a before, because the main theory is that it was from a singularity that then expanded.
Yeah, what on earth
But
is
that
a singularity?
The singularity is a where all matter and energy are condensed into one tiny little speck.
Yeah, and what's the evidence that that existed?
I don't know, I'm not an astrophysicist, but theoretical physicists do say that there could have been a before that singularity. The singularity is just as far back as we can trace.
Right.
But
if you
there's no
study
evidence.
singularity carefully, you will know that it means almost nothing. It's so hypothetical, it's impossible to understand. Singularity. Before the Big Bang, there was singularity. What does that mean? It means almost nothing. It's meaningless. Now, in 1963, Arno Penzias, who was part of discovering the Big Bang, pointed out that the Big Bang is clear evidence that there's got to be some type of creator, because there's a beginning, and everything that has a beginning has a cause. The universe has a beginning, therefore the universe has a cause. And to bank your eternal destiny on singularity, sir, that's a crapshoot. It means nothing, singularity.
The singularity is theoretical. We just
Exactly.
invent the Big Bang Theory. But so is God. God is theoretical.
No!
Yeah, where's the evidence, man?
It's real simple. Order and design never comes about by chance. Order and design, 100 times out of 100, point to an intelligent mind. If you prepare a delicious meal, set it before me, and then tell me there's no cook, that's ridiculous. A delicious meal points to a chef. If you point me to a beautiful piece of artwork,
There might be a design mechanism, but that doesn't mean there has to be a creator. Because there are rules of the universe, the three laws of thermodynamics, energy, matter, how they all interact with each other, chemistry and physics. There's laws to this universe. That's what crafted us, not a creator.
notice what you say. That is what crafted us. So you see what you're saying is the rational mind, you believe in miracles more than I do, because you believe that the reason comes from non-reason. Of course you do. Every atheist believes reason comes from non-reason. I could never have so much faith to believe that. Why? Because in my observation and experience of life, reason comes from reason. Reason never comes from non-reason. Second point, My atheist friends have far more faith than I ever would have. They believe that life comes from non-life.
Yep.
Yeah, think about that a while. Life comes from non-life. Really? Give me one example from your observation of how life comes from non-life.
Decomposition. You know, you go into soil and there's like a dead animal, and of course over time that soil will actually go into like developing nature of the plants per se.
Yeah.
So it's just actually, there's your example that yes, it comes from life.
No, sir.
Well, that's life.
Plant life comes from plant life. Animal life comes from animal life. Human life comes from human life. You never get life coming from inanimate matter.
Well, let's define life. What is life?
Animate, living organism, be it plant life, animal life, human life.
You use living as a premises for your definition. Life, in
said
essence, is a series of chemical reactions. So who's to say? Life is basically a subjugation created by humans. It's a category that we created.
Fine. If you don't understand the word life, don't listen to me any longer, because I'm trying to use reason. And if you don't understand what life is, a living organism is animate, as opposed to inanimate. Fine, animate. Animate organism is life.
So
Inanimate organism is not life.
The sun is life then. It's a chemical reaction, it is animate, it is moving. Do you see what I'm saying? Life is a
That's not what I said. You're
categorization.
totally misquoting me.
But
I am
I'm
convinced
using
this is
your
not alive.
definition.
I am convinced this is inanimate matter. I am convinced that you are alive. You have a life.
Yes.
There's a qualitative difference between you and the inanimate. You're animate, this is inanimate.
That's not the sun. I'm talking about the sun.
Your lack of perception is what you're defining things by, not by your knowledge of what is actually real.
So you honestly think this is alive?
I'm saying it's animate. You're saying it's inanimate.
Inanimate, right.
Right.
Okay, we disagree. I am convinced that there's life in nature, there is life in animal life, there's life in human life. But this is not alive. This is inanimate matter. Very real, very important. I walk on it, I trust it, but it's not a living organism or a living being.
Defined by the cultural zeitgeist right now, or like, all right, our limited conception of what atoms and molecules actually are, what consciousness actually is, because you're defining it based on where you're coming from.
Yeah, and you're defining it according to where you're coming from,
Right.
okay? So we all are fully aware of the fact that we're defining stuff according to where we're coming from. You're doing it, I'm doing it, correct.
Yeah.
All right? Yeah, that's right. So don't imply otherwise. Because that's
I
dishonest.
notice your tone right now is really aggressive. I'm curious what you're feeling in this moment.
What I'm feeling is that you've asked very hard intellectual questions, I'm answering you, and you're minimizing my answers, and that's okay.
And now you're like you're projecting onto me. I'm not minimizing your answers. I'm saying what I think that is, and I'm reiterating what you have told me what you think it is. I'm not minimizing you, and for you to try and take it in that direction right now is telling of where you're coming from.
Okay, well, let me ask you then. Did you not say to me, this is just your cultural zeitgeist that motivates you to say this? Do you know how judgmental and demeaning that is? You know, the only reason you believe what you believe is because you're cultural zeitgeist. That is so demeaning. No, she has a mind. She can make her own decisions, or she doesn't have to.
Judgment. That's just where we come. I'm saying that's where we come from.
And I disagree. I'm insisting.
Right, your answers are coming from somewhere other than what you're surrounded by.
No, that's not true. You're wrong. The rational mind is real.